What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and we need to talk about Tilray Stock, ticker symbol TLRY, because they are absolutely pumping up today on a really great earnings call, as well as some future projections that could be moving them up even more in the near future. So let's take a look, first of all, at the chart that we have right here and see what's going on with Tilray. So you can see that they closed the week yesterday around $6.46. Currently, they're at $7.38. They're up about 15% from their close. So they are doing incredibly well. And at one point, they were up about 22% on the day at their highs. We'll see if we can eclipse those at some point, but they have absolutely been moving up massively since this earnings call came out. And it's because the earnings call was actually really good for them. And they also have some potentially very promising things going on in Germany that we're going to talk about. So let's start off looking at their market cap. Currently, Tilray is one of the largest market caps for a cannabis company at $3.6 billion. So they're doing pretty good, all things considered, right? They're a very large company. They recently merged with Afria just a couple of months ago, and they've been getting a lot of cost synergies from that. So basically, the news that came out for Tilray was that they posted a second quarter net loss. And that doesn't sound good. However, when you realize that the net loss was only $200,000 or 0 cents per share, that actually is pretty good because it compares with their loss from a year ago of $99.9 million. So basically $100 million versus $200,000. So previously they had a loss of 41 cents per share a year ago. Now they're getting a loss of 0 cents per share. So really good stuff. And this is actually because their revenue increased a little bit, right? It increased to $155 million instead of where it was a year ago, $129 million. However, the main thing is that they were able to cut a lot of their costs, right? Because this increase in revenue should not have actually gotten rid of the big loss that they saw the year prior. Now, analysts actually expected Tilray to lose about 9 cents per share and expected them to get more revenue. So they must have really cut their costs quite a bit because analysts were expecting they would get $170 million worth of revenue. They ended up getting about $15 million less than that, but they still had a smaller loss than what analysts were expecting, a much smaller loss. So they've really been doing a lot of good stuff with their synergies with the A3 merger. They've been able to cut their costs quite a bit, and that has led to a very positive earnings call for them. So they also announced during this earnings call that they'll be changing their name to TLRY Brands instead of Tilray. So they'll essentially just be adding the word brands onto the end of their name. And potentially they're just doing that because they want to be a more all-encompassing company because they are involved in the alcohol business as well as the cannabis business. So basically, I'll run through this earnings call a little bit and we'll just discuss some of the things that they've got going on for it. So their net revenue increased about 20% from the prior year to $155 million. Their net income improved $95 million to $6 million. So good stuff. And they achieved about $70 million in cost synergies to date. So all in all, they've been doing pretty good. And their CEO actually commented and said, "Our second quarter performance reflects notable success building high quality and highly sought after cannabis and lifestyle CPG brands, which coupled with our scale, operational excellence, and broad global distribution enabled us to increase sales and maintain profitability despite sector-specific and macroeconomic headwinds." He also continued to say that they maintained their number one cannabis market share position in Canada, so they are the largest cannabis distributor in Canada. And in Germany, Europe's largest and most profitable medical cannabis market, they have a nearly 20% share of that market, of the medical cannabis market in Germany. And they believe that this will allow them to capture the adult use market as legalization accelerates. And Germany is actually legalizing cannabis this year due to their new coalition government coming into power. So they also commented that in the United States, their Sweetwater Brewing and Manitoba Harvest companies continue to invest in product innovation and acquisitions to enhance awareness and distribution. These profitable businesses further provide an opportunity to launch THC-based products upon federal legalization in the U.S. Now, all in all, even without U.S. legalization, we are still expecting really good stuff from Tilray, partly because of Germany and this Germany news that they have about 20% of the cannabis market in Germany, the medical cannabis market at least, and they are expected to be able to use that and leverage that to actually gain a decent chunk of the adult recreational market when it becomes fully legal in Germany. So Germany has announced that it plans to legalize adult recreational cannabis, and Tilray is and that market is poised to grow its annual cannabis sales to about $4 billion per year within 3 years of legalization. That's what they're expecting. And if Tilray is able to maintain their 20% market share of the medical cannabis market and translate that to the recreational cannabis market, obviously that could be tough to do. That would mean that they're getting about $800 million worth of revenue each year in just 3 years from now, which is fairly impressive considering that currently in this quarter they got $155 million worth of revenue from all sources, right? So that's all their revenue coming in. And if they were able to get 800 million from just Germany, then just imagine, I mean, if we also saw US legalization and their Sweetwater Brewing and Manitoba Harvest were able to fully expand into the US and really start pumping out cannabis in the United States, where it could potentially be legal also this year, then we could really be seeing some great stuff for Tilray. So I'm expecting that Tilray will continue to do very well in the future, regardless of whether or not we see US legalization, which is looking like a distinct possibility. Now, I will point out very briefly before we move on to some other statistics for Tilray that we currently have about 9,500 subscribers to the channel, and we're trying to grow this to 10,000. So feel free to hit the subscribe button if you want to join the family, get more Tilray news. We cover a lot of cannabis news on this channel, so feel free to do that if you want. We're trying to get to 10,000, like I said, so any additional subscribers would help. We're only about 500 away. I really think we can do it. Now, on Google Trends, you can see that Tilray is absolutely skyrocketing. A ton of people are searching for Tilray, many more people than were searching for it last week, right? It was relatively unsearched last week, but you can see that we're absolutely skyrocketing at the moment. In fact, we're expected to make a record of 100 during 10 o'clock this hour. So a lot of people are obviously looking into Tilray. It's up about 18% on the day. People are wondering what the heck happened to it. What was the result of this earnings call? Why are they up 18%? And a lot of people are looking into them, potentially deciding whether or not at this moment if they want to buy. It looks like at this moment, a decent number of people have been buying in to the stock, raising its price throughout the entire course of the day, actually, ever since the pre-market started. But we're also seeing Tilray rank fairly high on Reddit and Wall Street Bets. You can see that they're the number 5 top trending stock on Reddit with 214 mentions and over 2,300 upvotes. So it's a fairly popular one. They increased a lot in popularity since this earnings call came out. They're up 355% mention-wise over the past 24 hours. A lot of people are talking about Tilray on Reddit, which is completely understandable when you see a price increase like this on a company that is not necessarily a meme stock favorite, but that has pumped during meme rallies in the past. If you look back over the past year, Tilray was at one point at $67 at their peaks because of the cannabis rally that a lot of stocks were going through, as well as the meme stock rally. A lot of stocks had been pumping up in early February and late January in 2021. We could see something similar happen if we start to hear about cannabis legalization becoming a more distinct possibility sometime soon. But as of right now, it looks like Tilray is starting to move up somewhat significantly. We'll see how much of a gain they can continue to get day after day if this continues, or if they do just end up fading away as they have many times in the past, right? We've seen a bunch of these pumps in Tilray stock price in the past, and unfortunately, we have not seen any of them stick or hold. So we'll have to see if this is the one that actually gets Tilray moving. I think 2022 will probably be a good year for them. But you can also see very briefly that Tilray is the number 2 trending stock on StockTwits and the number 4 most active stock on StockTwits. So a lot of people are talking about Tilray in a lot of places, and it certainly is getting a lot of attention and also seeing a decent uptick in price, right? Up 18% just about on the day. We'll see if they can make highs of day at some point. My hope is that they'll continue moving up, that over the next couple of days, they'll continue breaking out of this downtrend that they've been on for the past long time. If you look, they've been on this downtrend for a long time. I think that I'd like to see them get back above $10, and then we'll see what we can get going on from there, right? So that's my hope for Tilray. That's what I'm expecting it to do. At least we'll see if that happens, right? So if you enjoyed this Tilray news, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't forget, guys, none of this is financial advice. I'm just letting you guys know some of the news and letting you know my opinions on the stock. So I'm not recommending that anyone buy or sell any stock. I'm just letting you guys know what I think about Tilray. So if you guys enjoyed the video, once again, feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel, and other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.